Okay, it is 10 o'clock, so let's start. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this webinar. My name is Udo Schneider, and I'm the sales director of Mirasys. So today we are presenting a special business case, visual process tracking system in a warehouse. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please use them, type them into the question box in your Teams control panel so that we can answer them either during the webinar or at least at the end in the Q&A session. So it might be also useful if I'm not able to answer them right now, that you are putting also your email address into this box so that we can identify you and we can get in touch with you afterwards. Otherwise, if you are anonymous, it does not make any sense. So because we cannot identify you and you're not getting the answer then afterwards. So honestly, I'm not able to answer all the questions. Maybe they are too technical, but let's see. Let's continue. All right. So I would start first of all. Before we go into the special business case with a presentation of Mirasys. So I'm not sure if everybody of you who are attending today is knowing who Mirasys is. And so in that case, I just want to give me a little bit time, maybe a couple of minutes to introduce Mirasys to you, and then we go into this business case. Okay. Yeah, Mirasys is now more than 20 years in this business. So it was established in 1997, so 23 years right now in the business. So we are located in Finland, so in the Helsinki areas in Espoo. So we moved our company recently, a couple of weeks ago, into a technology center. So with a nice looking office, really nice, really new, brand new office. And we are now in an environment where we are in the neighborhood of all the technologies companies and a lot of technology partners that we are dealing with, so that we are much closer to them than before. The company itself is working globally, so via partners. So we are not doing direct business. So we are dealing via partners, resellers, distributors, integrators, system houses, technology partners. And we are doing this actually in more than 40 countries. So our customer base is really through all the verticals you can imagine. So even if it is either it's a military installation or it is sports and entertainment, a stadium, if it is an airport, a harbor, if it is a governmental installation, maybe in a prison or in the city surveillance system, we have also banks in our portfolio. So we are well known in all of these verticals. Mirasys itself is standing for being an open platform. Open platform does mean that we are trying to communicate or integrate, be integrated with third parties, or we integrate third parties into our system. So you would maybe say, okay, everybody is doing this. Yes, of course, but our system, our architecture is working in a different way. So we have a lot of data channels or data sniffers that can sniff into a TCP/IP network and can receive information from a third party directly via TCP/IP or via an RS interface. And so it's much easier with our system to communicate to a third-party system than to do an integration. Integration does mean, okay, you need to take care of the core software, you need to write an adapter, you need to write an interface, and if the third-party system is changing, for example, the version, or we are doing this, then you need to redesign the whole stuff, test it again. So for us, it's much simpler to do it by using let's say standard IT technology, standard IT interfaces to be adapted or integrated into third-party, vice versa, to integrate third-party information into our system and to work with this. Open and easy platform does also mean that we have connected, let's say, nearly every camera which is in the market. So either via a native driver. So for example, for Hikvision or Bosch cameras, we have a native driver. So also to adapt additional functionalities in the camera, but also with our OnVIF driver, we can, let's say, connect to nearly 90% of all the cameras. So there are some exotic cameras we may use the RTSP driver, but mainly we can use the OnVIF driver if they're speaking OnVIF. Yeah, maybe some highlights about our VMS. So the installation of our VMS is very quickly done. So normally it's taking 5 minutes or so to put our software package onto the server, and then within 5 or 6 ticks you can install the system as you want to be installed. And then also the setup is very intuitive, very easy. So it is centralized. So if you have, let's say, a distributed system with a lot of recording servers inside the system, maybe also distributed to different branches, to different sites. So it's very simple from the center point of view via our system manager to configure the system and to manage the system in that way. It's very modular, so, and we are moving also more and more into this modularity. So you don't need to install all the features that you want. So if, for example, you have special features, special requirements, so we have so-called plugins that we can write for you, or you do it with our SDK, and so you can adapt additional features to the system without managing without digging into the core and then changing the software by itself. The scalability of our system is very huge. So we start with one simple software package, let's say from one camera up to hundreds and thousands of cameras. We start with one single server, one single recording server, to, let's say, unlimited number of servers in one single system. And even if you have, for example, a multi-managed system with a lot of master servers inside the system, you can use also our supermaster configuration to manage, let's say, a worldwide system with is owned by different users. Yeah, we talked about the camera model. So if you want to have more information about the system itself, like how it is looking like, etc., you can request a demo from our homepage and you can test it for 30 days or 60 days. You can talk to us. So in that case, if you're really interested in our system, please contact us and we can provide you with everything that you need. Because of the fact that we are an open ecosystem, we are very often asked to fulfill special requirements of our customers, special needs. They have some business cases, they have some issues, they have some problems, and they're asking us, okay, Mirasys, can you handle this? So what we are doing in general is, as sales guys, as Mirasys itself, and also our developers, we are looking to the left, to the right. What kind of technology could help us to solve customer needs if they're coming up with that? So we're doing this constantly because we love technology. And so we are very well prepared to run into such business cases like this visual process tracking system. So I would like to introduce you into this. Honestly, it is not finished yet. So it's right now in the final development process. It is in the acceptance test process right now, but it will help the customer. And I think it is really worth to talk about it to give you an idea what capabilities we have. So first of all, we want to have an overview why we have invested into this business case and our customer as well. A scope of the project, and then I would like also to talk about some challenges, because it's not easy to do this how we like we have to do like we did it, and we learned a lot of lessons out of this. And then finally give you also a short impression about the realization. Honestly, I would not dive deep into the solution itself. It's just an overview. If you're really interested in this, and I'm pretty sure you are, you can contact us and we can give you more details. We can talk about this. So we will also not name our customer, our partner in that case, because they said, actually in this situation, please keep it anonymous. But it is really a good example to what we can do so far. Okay, let's jump into this. So our customer is an online wholesaler. He's doing B2B business, so not end customer business, but B2B business. And he's doing this with small and medium business companies. So what he's doing is he has an he's an online wholesaler, as I said, and he's selling and shipping single products, mixed products. That means a bunch of products. Like you can do this also with Amazon. So you can buy it, put it into your basket, and then they ship it to you. He also is selling a complete package, so not only a single product, but maybe also a package of products of 5-6 products out of the same items. And he's also selling complete Euro pallets, so or a mixture of all of this above. So in that case, a very tricky situation for the customer. So what he has identified is, or what the problems are in that case, he has massive losses because of active fraud and theft. If he's losing goods, for example, or products, sometimes it happens that even a Euro pallet is placed somewhere in this logistics center and he does not know where, because somebody forgot to scan it. So this is time-consuming search for this loss of goods. And then third of all, if a customer is complaining, okay, there was a damage in my shipment, or the shipment was not complete, actually they're doing it in that way that they say, yes, customer, you're right, because we cannot track what we have done here. So we have no visibility of what has been packaged and what has been shipped. It is just a scan process. And sometimes it's also manually done. So in that case, they say, okay, we ship it again. So also here, massive losses and costs. This is the business case. And with this business case, the customer and the partner came to us and said, how can we solve this? Is there any way how to track if somebody is stealing something, if a product is put in and it is not scanned, or to, for example, to identify the whole shipment process for the customer? So the scope of the project was, first of all, fraud detection. So that means if somebody is taking out a good out of the shelf in the logistics center and is not scanning it, please raise an alarm, because it might be that he has forgotten it or he is stealing it. The second one is the order process follow-up. That means, first of all, if products are arriving or Euro pallets are arriving in this logistics center, to track where they are stored, to give a visual information, that means videos, screenshots, if they are placed in the right way, and if they are scanned. Secondly, product tracking. That means also that I have a complete understanding of when the product is arriving, where it has been placed, and if it is taken out for a customer order, to follow up this whole process down to the shipment, from taking it out of the shelf down to the shipment. And finally, also customer complaint management. I mentioned this before. If a customer is complaining, okay, I have ordered, for example, 3 computers, but only 2 has been arrived, to give the customer the information or to search for this within seconds and understand by checking the videos, checking the screenshots, that it has been shipped correctly, or it has been damaged, or it hasn't been shipped correctly. So in that case, it is all about improving the processes and at the end saving costs. And especially at this customer, it does mean saving not only hundreds of thousands of euros, but saving millions of euros. Okay, how is the realization done? Let's have a look to the right one. So we have, first of all, our Mirasys video management system. As it is not the core, but it is the system that is checking the videos, that is storing the videos, and is providing the videos to the management system. The management system is a part that is completely developed based on a browser-based or web-based solution. And we did this not by ourselves. In this case, we did it with one of our partners. This is Stack Division, a company who is working with Mirasys since, I would say, light years, in a very close communication with us. And they are actually in the final process to develop and to implement the system at the customer. Actually, at the end, it is a Mirasys product, but we are using some developers in other companies to do this for us. And then we have also additional third-party solution, laser walls from Optex in that case, and we have an ERP interface that we have written for the connecting to the ERP system. What is happening right now? So the first thing is this is a shelf. So forgive me my simple drawings, but this should be one of the shelves. We have placed an Optex laser scanner, two-dimensional laser scanner in front of this shelf so that the complete shelf is fitted with a video wall. So there is a capability or a distance or a possible distance of 20 by 20 meters. And we can identify, let's say, a grab in when a hand is grabbing in or moving into the shelf to take out some goods or take out a package. We can identify the forklifter, the forks of the lifters, if they are moving in. So it's a very tight and very narrow sensor. This sensor is giving us X epsilon coordinates, so where this action has been done. And we have also cameras connected to our VMS, looking from top to the down. I think these are 4K cameras right now to give us information about the scenery. And then we have our forklifters or ants for collecting the goods for a customer order process. And they are also fitted with a camera which is looking to the loading area of this lifter. And this is connected via WLAN to the network of the company. So we have a clear view with the camera system again to what is happening between the shelves and what is loaded to the forklifter or to the ants. And we have also X epsilon coordinates for putting in or taking out information from the taking out goods from the shelves. The second item is that we have also for the packaging area where we packaging the goods to be shipped out, a camera that can identify this QR code labels on top of the packages, so that we have also information for the order process follow up, for example, how that there is, for example, an order packaged and is labeled with this QR code. So we have also an identification of this packaged goods here. How is the system working? So you have seen that we have our video information here in the video database. We have our laser coordinates that are in our database as well. So X epsilon coordinates from the laser scanners. So you have seen that we are identifying the QR codes in the packaging area. And then we have written also a connector to the ERP database for getting the data for of goods, of the place in the shelf itself, etc. All this information that are written in the ERP database, including the order information. And we have also scanner data for the barcode scanners. So the process is really if the operator is packaging an order from a customer. He is scanning every product, is putting it to the ant or to the forklifter, is moving it to the packaging area, is packaging it there, and then he's putting the QR code on top of it, and then the complete scan process is also in the database. Our partner, development partner, has written this management engine here, which is combining all this information together under a certain algorithm and is providing this to a user web interface. so that the customer, first of all, is understanding, okay, which product is handled or is put where, is stored where. He can follow up this, he can follow up a complete order process by putting in the order ID. So, and he can also prove to the customer that everything was fine in the logistics center with his shipment, with his order. Beside this, he did also an additional development for the smartphone configuration here. You can imagine that we have thousands of products in the shelves. We have 1.2 kilometer of 20-meter high shelves. And in the first level of the base level of this shelves, you can take out goods as single products or packages of products. And in the upper levels, you can take out the Euro pallets with one of the goods packed on a Euro pallet. So if you configure this, and sometimes the customer is changing also his design of the shelves, especially in the base level, yeah, that he's changing this and moving products to another area of this logistics center, you have to configure it, constantly configure it by defining the borders of each shelf, yeah, of each shelf area or product area. So in that case, he has invested into this, and he has also created a smartphone configuration interface to configure this locally directly at the shelf, so that you don't need to run with a laptop through the logistics center if you're reconfiguring the complete system. Okay. The realization is I don't want to go into details but it's really a mixture of this information that we are getting, including timestamp, including the scanner information. So we really can now identify if somebody is scanning a good. We are getting information from the scanner. We are getting at the same time, with the same timestamp, the information from the ERP system, because we know this barcode, for example, is in shelf area X or A. We are getting the laser coordinates. Okay, somebody grabbed in and have taken out these products, and we have also a tag on the video database, so that we can label the video information. And all this information are matched in the management engine and presented at this user web interface. So that's the process. It is a bit more complex as I described it, but in simple way, this is the process that we have here. The challenges during the proof of concept were let's say expectable, but sometimes also unexpected, because we need to adapt the system in that way that it is also matching with the processes, with the work processes inside the logistics center. The first was the forklifter backed into the laser wall and created an alarm. So they drove back if they're taking out the pallet, and drove back onto the opposite side on the other shelf, backed into this laser wall, and created a lot of alarms. This was very simple to fulfill, because the laser wall, the laser itself, could be adjusted that he is only creating alarms on a certain size. So we said, okay, this is the size of a forklifter back, and if this is creating an alarm, ignore it. So done. Then we had also multiple laser alarms per personal grab. You can imagine if somebody is grabbing or moving his hand into this shelf, maybe he is standing not front with his front to this. He is maybe taking it with looking to the side into the corridor, and is taking it out. And he's not only putting his hand and his arm into this laser curtain, but also maybe his elbow or his head. So this created also a bunch of alarms. So then not only the small area for this product was alarmed, but also the neighbor product and the product below, etc., etc. So in that case, we did a virtual grouping of areas to allow to precise the alarm area. So also ticked, done, fulfilled. Another issue was that we had no direct access to the ERP system. So then, together with the ERP provider, we identified that we could build up a common database or shared database on SQL. That is, that information are transferred from the ERP system into this database, and we can read it at the same time. Also solved. And then at the end, I mentioned they had still a manual handling of the packaging area, and the ready to be shipped goods. So there was not a real, let's say, automated process. They have to print out the order. They have to check the order manually. They have no scanning process anymore. So we said, okay, then we do a QR code labeling on top of this packaged good so that we can identify it as well here. The customer said, great, let's do it. So then it's an improvement also of our product order process. Ticked, done. So all the challenges that we have identified were discussed during the proof of concept, were identified during the proof of concept, and also solved. And today in the realization process, we identified that these were the right steps in the right way. We had some adjustments, as every system that has to be developed, but it is working well right now. So at the end, I would like to give you also an overview how it is looking like. So for example, you see here on the left-hand side the rack management tool, the configuration tool that can run on a smartphone. So it's smartphone based. So it gives you the possibilities to configure the mapping between the storage rack barcodes and the laser scanning detection points. So that means we are taking the upper left corner of a storage area and the lower right corner. We are identifying this, and we are combining this together with the scanner data so that we can create this area directly at the shelf. There's also a test tool so that if we are grabbing in, it is creating automatically an alarm and gives us the sureness that the system is working well. So a very nice tool, and this was not part of the, let's say, proof of concept, but our developer, our development partner did it by himself to improve also this configuration process. So a very good sign of cooperation with those guys. They're really clever in that, and they gave us a little bit of advantage here as well by doing, let's say, a proactive process. And then we have also set up an, let's say, a graphical interface to have a dashboard to give them statistics. What is happening here? Surely they have statistics out of the ERP system, but here also we have statistics over the whole order process. How long is it taking to get an order to package an order, for example, from getting this order task, grabbing the products, down to ship it. So it gives a lot of more KPIs right now to the customer so that he can measure his processes, and he has a better visibility of how the processes are moving on. And at the end, we have also the user interface. So this is web-based, as I said. So this is an example. For example, I have here, for example, the iPods, or a product called iPods. I'm getting the information of order number. I can search for this order number. I have a warehouse number if I have multiple warehouses, for example. So it's also multi-site capable. I'm getting then here also the information on the date, time, when it has been grabbed, when it has been scanned, what is the bin code of this, what is the quantity, what scanner it is, the XY coordinates, and I'm also getting screenshots and a whole video so that I can follow up the whole process. interesting is here, the customer came to us and said, because of the union regulations, we need also to have a facial blurring here. So also our partner implemented the facial blurring here so that he can switch it on and off depending on the user rights. So now he is able to track every single alarm in case of fraud detection or any single order process. This is also, again, an information or a screenshot of the user interface where we can search for an order number, where we are getting all the goods that are packed in this order and grabbed from this, scanned, grabbed and packed for this order. And here we have a number of snapshots that we have generated for this, and then he can generate very simple and PDF report to send it, for example, to the customer. So the customer said, for example, I have only I have ordered 20 books, but I got only 18. So then we can send them this report. We can create this report, generate this report by searching the order number, getting the results. We can check if this has happened in that way that our load manager forgot, for example, some of the books, or we send them out 20 books, so we can prove this and we can generate a report, including the snapshots, send it to the customer and said, customer, you are not right. You have received 20 books, or you're right, we forgot 2 books, we will resend this 21. So within seconds, you can now follow up the complete order process, and then you can now commit to the customer complaint, or you can say, okay, you're not right, I can prove that we have sent out everything you want to cheat us. So you can imagine how much money he can now save by having this process, by having this order process tracking system right now, and understanding from a visual point of view what has happened during this process, what has happened at any time in my logistics center. So, and that was the reason why he invested into this. Actually, we are in the position that we are finalizing the system so that we can move into the customer acceptance test. I'm pretty sure that we are doing this within the next 2 months, so that then the system can go live, let's say, in the beginning of next year. And we are also discussing with the customer right now that we are copying the same system into another warehouse that he is owning with different goods, with different business case, so that we can also adapt and adjust it into that area. So yeah, that's so far about this visual process tracking system. I hope I gave you a good overview about this. So it was a little bit in rush. We could talk hours about this process, and we could talk hours about the proof of concept, etc. If you're really interested, please contact us. But let's move to the Q&As and see if there are any questions came in. Okay, somebody is asking about the costs. This is really depending on, let's say, how big the system is, how the ERP interface is looking like, if we need to adjust it for another system in a different way. But honestly, the investment or the return on investment from my point of view is less than 1 year, really less than 1 year. And I'm pretty sure that we can prove this. Okay, somebody is asking about the customer name. No, I'm not really allowed to name the customer because we are in this process of implementing this, and the customer said, please don't name us. Maybe we can create a business case later out of this next year if the complete system is running, is up and running. But actually, I cannot name the customer. So again, if you want to have more details, or if you have a similar business case, let's talk about this. And we're pretty sure we can bring you together with this customer. But officially, we are not allowed to state this name right now. One question is, okay, how many cameras and how many laser scanners have you used in this? So as I mentioned, these were optics laser scanners, these two-dimensional video walls. So we have taken also here these video walls because they have from scan beam to the next scan beam a lower angle. I think the angle is 1.25 degrees only, so that we can really reach up this 20-meter distance. And I think we are talking about 120 cameras right now, 4K cameras, and also about 90 to 100 laser scanners. Okay, I'm checking if there are any additional questions coming up. I know that maybe one or the other attendee is also thinking about giving or defining a new question. No, it seems that there is no question anymore. So as I said, please feel free to contact us, to contact me. As you have any questions or as you have similar ideas or whatever, if you have also a business case that you want to be solved by us together with you or with your partner or your customer, feel free to contact us. You can contact us via sales@mirasys.com. Or you can go to our Mirasys homepage, www.mirasys.com, and fill in also a contact formula if you want to do this. As I mentioned, also you can request a demo of our VMS. If you never have tested this, also on our homepage, you can have a demo request form for this. And I thank you everybody for attending to this webinar. I do hope it was very interesting. It raises maybe also some interest, some ideas that you have, what we can fulfill together with our development partners. So as I said, it was a cooperation, triangle cooperation between the integration, the reseller, the integrator, our development partner and our development. It was very interesting to see how we could work in this triangle hand in hand, even in this COVID-19 situation, which gave us a lot of challenges during the installation. You can believe me, it was really challenging. The final sentence I wanted to say is really, you can see this webinar on our YouTube channel very soon, in a couple of days. We will moving on with our webinars. I think the next webinar will be within 1 or 2 weeks, and we are talking about the license structure of our new V9 solution, V9 VMS. You know that we have 4 different models right now. And just need to say thank you very much for this, for your time. Thank you very much for your attendance. And the biggest wish I can give to you in this period is really stay healthy, stay well. Cheers. Bye-bye.